never smoke the dizzy, but we can always share some ditzies. It's just a cup in time. This song doesn't have to run. Life's all of us, not every moment we can be feeling fine. I wanna share a moment, just a second if you will, maybe even a cup of thrill. We could share this performance. It's tea time, come sit with me.
Well, welcome guys, Miss Liz in the house. And that's right, it is Monday. And I know you are all surprised to see Miss Liz on a Monday because we're usually doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. But you know what? I have two incredible guests in the back room. I have Gerald Jones and I have Kevin Clark. And we're going to talk about Blessn. That's right, we're going to bring some faith. We're going to bring some positive stuff to this table. And we're going to share a good, strong cup of tea with all of you guys. But before we get started, you guys know how Miss Liz rolls. Get over to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, all those good platforms, and give those a like, follow, and subscribe. And we do make a difference with one cup of tea. We do not serve a beverage in this house. We serve a difference. And today's tea that we're going to be serving is, let me get it, uplifting, joyful, and positive, created for good. That's the tea we're serving, and we're serving a Blessn tea with the Blessn app. So let's get started with disclaimer and an intro, and let's get these boys in here and let's spill some tea together with all of you guys. Disclaimer for Miss Liz's Tea Time live show. Miss Liz's Tea Time is a global platform dedicated to sharing real life stories, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations that inspire awareness, healing, and connection. I, Miss Liz, is going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment during the live broadcast, please grant StreamYard permission to display your name at StreamYard.com. Please be advised that all the content brought forward during any Tea Time show is presented in good faith. However, discussions may include opinions, beliefs, and perspectives that do not necessarily represent the views of Miss Liz or the Tea Time platform. Information shared by guests is based on their own experiences and is perceived to be accurate at the giving time of airing. All guests, viewers, and participants are responsible for using their own good judgment when considering any action or decision that may relate to these discussions. Some episodes may cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to trauma, abuse, grief, mental health, and other emotionally triggering subjects. Listener and viewers' discretion is strongly advised. Please be Tea Time with Miss Liz is an open discussion forum designed to offer insight, inspire awareness, and create connection. It is not a substitute for professional, medical, legal, or therapeutical advice. If you require professional support, please seek assistance from qualified professionals or trusted resources in your area. If you have any questions regarding this disclaimer or the content of this discussion, you are welcome to contact me, aka Miss Liz, directly at my email, bookingmissliz@gmail.com, or visit my link tree at Miss Liz's Tea Time. By choosing to participate in, comment on, or view these live shows, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer. Your participation is entirely volunteer. I, Miss Liz, welcomes you to join the conversation with an open heart, and if at any time you feel this platform is not right for you, I respect your wishes and decision and welcome you back whenever you are ready. Tea Time with Miss Liz is serving truth and awareness one cup at a time. Let me get a little bit on our guest today. I want to welcome everybody back to Tea Time today, where stories pour courage, truth, and transformation into every cup. Today we welcome two men whose friendship has carried purpose, creativity, and compassion for more than 20 years. Joining us are Gerald Jones and Kevin Clark, Emmy Award-winning creators, longtime advocates for individuals with developmental disabilities, and the visionary co-founders of the Blessn app. Their journey began backstage at the Academy Awards, where a spark of connection grew into a bond built on shared values and a desire to make a real difference. From producing impacting media like their Emmy-winning PSA on school gun violence to running community programs focused on empowerment, their mission has always been about lifting others up. Blessn was born the day Gerald got tired of doom scrolling and wondered why social media couldn't be a place of light instead of heaviness. One call to Kevin, who felt the same way, set them on a journey to build a platform rooted in kindness, faith, and encouragement. After years of pouring into their creativity, faith, and personal resources, Blessn emerged as a movement, an app designed for connection, uplifting, and what they call fate scrolling. So grab your cup and lean in. Today, we talk about hope, positively, and the power of changing the digital world one encouraging moment at a time. Please help me welcome Gerald Jones and Kevin Clark into Tea Time, and let's serve some tea together.
Hey there, Miss Liz.
Hey,
Welcome, guys.
thank you. Thanks for having us this morning or today.
Today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are around the globe, because we have global listeners from all over. So
Yeah.
welcome
very cool.
everybody.
Yeah.
So guys, I want to get started with how I get started with all of my guests. Who were you guys as little guys, and who are you guys now?
Oh, little guys, I would say mischievous. I was lucky enough to grow up in a neighborhood where I had one grandmother who lived like a block left and another grandmother lived a block right. So I was always running the streets between my grandmother's house, getting into trouble with my neighborhood friends. And besides that, just overall, just a fun kid, I guess.
So mischievous as a kid, and now a faith-based guy trying to make a difference, right?
Yes.
So you did the flip. You did the opposite attracts, right?
Well, it's funny. I grew up in the church. My grandmother's raised me in the church. I spent lots of times in the church community. So I went to a Christian school for 9 years. So I was always really strongly into the faith. But I was a kid, so I liked to explore. I wasn't a bad kid. I just was like an adventurer.
So I have Kevin on the right and Gerald on the left, correct?
Well, I'm not sure left and right, but this is Kevin. I'm Gerald. I don't know if the screen is flipped.
See, we're already doing the flip. You see, you did
Yeah.
the flip as a kid. Now we're doing a flip as an adult.
Yeah, that's right.
And Kevin, who were you as a little guy?
I was actually pretty spoiled. I was a only child and a little actor kid. And my parents really, really tried to help me pursue that passion. Then when I came out to USC and film school and all that, I kind of actually abandoned acting. And I don't know, over the years, I've decided to focus more on others than building up, I don't know, my own brand, So it was a good childhood. My parents were very, very supportive.
Well, that's where the acting came in, right? Is as a child. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how did you guys meet as a friends? I shared a little bit in the bio and that with my listeners, but how did you guys meet?
Well, I actually started working backstage at the Academy Awards when I was in college. And I hired my mother backstage at the Oscars when I was like 22 or 3. And one day after the show, she came up to me and she said, "Hey, have you met this guy, Gerald, who's on our staff?" And I walked over and introduced myself to him because I hadn't met him. And we've just been business partners and friends ever since. It's been 22 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, double digits.
Yeah. It's been fun. We've done a lot of things.
So guys, let's talk about Blessn app. How did it come together?
Well, that's funny. And I love your intro, by the way, about how it came about. Is we were tired of doom scrolling. It just seemed like I'm scrolling the internet. Everybody wakes up first thing in the morning, they look at the internet. And they're seeing all this negativity and this. Even if you're following a lot of Christian contributors, which I do, you'll still end up scrolling and seeing somebody getting hurt or some bad news or somebody being abused.
Arguments
Or people being silly, trying to get to go viral. So I was just like tired of it. So I thought of this idea and I thought there's got to be a way, there's got to be a place that is safe. Somebody can feel uplifted. You don't want to start your day off on a negative note, start your day off with some bad vibes. You get in the car and now you're in a bad mood the rest of the day. So I called Kevin and funny enough, he was feeling the exact same thing. I was like, I think I have an idea. And Kevin, you had the same experience close, right?
Yeah, I did. So I didn't know anything about TikTok or Reels or any of that until the pandemic when we were all locked indoors. And so I got into TikTok back then in 2020. It was like very silly, lighthearted. And it was like a good distraction from what the world is going through. But my experience has been that since then, it's evolved into a more divisive, kind of dark thing like the rest of the internet is. I don't know if that's like the natural path of all things internet. And I was really tired of, like you literally just said, starting my day, scrolling through divisive content. Everybody's yelling at each other. And so when he called me and said, I have an idea for something uplifting that kind of takes what the internet's already doing in terms of short form video content, I was really ready for it myself. So I figured probably most people were ready for something like this, something refreshing.
So Kevin, you mentioned that, right? And 2020, it was uplifting. TikTok was uplifting because everybody was trying to stay connected, right? Since COVID has gone away, it has become cold, dark, and heavy. And I've noticed that myself. And I've been pulling away from TikTok, and I've been pulling away from certain platforms because I've noticed the coldness is coming back. You know, there's no more unity. There's no more connecting or checking out on a friend with genuine care. You know, it's just like, oh, you're okay. Okay, goodbye. Like, oh, yeah. You just need that word okay. So I've removed the word okay from my vocabulary because as soon as I say that, they're gone. And I'm just like, but I'm not okay.
Yeah. This week I saw, I don't know if you've seen this, there's a video of an older man, I think he's 88, and he's working at Walmart. And a young man approaches him and just asks what his story is. And his story is pretty sad. He was working at Walmart full time just to pay the bills after his wife's passing. And the internet rallied, and I think they raised 1.1 million.
Oh, I did see that
for this guy. Yeah. And I thought that was amazing. I wish that's what the internet was, and TikTok and Reels still was.
Yeah. And I think that's the reason we created Blessn, is to create a safe space for uplifting stories, either your uplifting story or a story you heard, or just to scroll and feel good and start your day on a really positive note.
And what challenges are you guys finding with creating Blessn with today's society?
Oh, with the society? Well, I think we're really living in an attention-driven society now. You know, you really have to, and that's why controversial content works so well on the other platforms, because you're trying to grab everybody's attention. So our challenge, and maybe your viewers can help with this, is how do you grab attention and hold attention without being controversial and divisive? You know, I think everybody got very used to just the whole, like, the hook has got to be negative to get somebody to stick around for another 10 seconds of the video. So we're trying something different, which is connection, positivity, uplifting. And, you know, I think a lot of attention spans have been kind of ruined in the last 5 years. So that's the challenge.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about Blessn, is not just a lot of preaching. It is fun.
It is.
So when you go on Blessn, you'll see if you log in, it just costs nothing to join. You join, you log in, you can follow other contributors. We call them contributors. But you'll see a guy who's doing like parkour. You see a guy who's dressed up as Spider-Man having fun. You'll see a lot of uplifting messages. So it's not just an app where you're going to just share your faith. It's also, you have fun. If you have something positive happens in your life and you want to share it, you share it on Blessn, and the community is going to appreciate that and support you. Or if you're going through a hard time, you can share it on Blessn, and people will give you inspiration. So
I think you made a good distinction. You're not, if somebody's watching this thinking, oh, Blessn sounds very religious, I don't want to get on there and just get preached at. That's actually not what we're trying to foster. You know, we are, you know, really focusing on fun and uplifting. Yeah.
If you're creative and you have a really special talent you want to share, this is the platform to share it. And you're not going to subject your viewers to watching something really uplifting and then scroll to the next thing and you see somebody getting hit by a car. Like, we want to keep it all positive. So we call it faith scrolling over doom scrolling.
I like that, faith scrolling, you know, because faith doesn't have to be religious. You know, it just has to be a positive outlook on life.
Yeah. I think somebody explained the word faith to me in the last year in a way that I really appreciated, which was faith doesn't necessarily mean you like believe in, like, let's say you believe in God with all of your being. It's actually more you're aligned with the goodness of something like God, you know? So it's more of like, what do you align yourself with? So people who are watching us thinking, maybe I'm not a religious person, so I wouldn't get anything out of this app. No, it's not just about, you know, preaching. It's really about aligning us all with something positive.
Yeah. And we really want to try to get the youth groups because we want to make sure we align with the youth. And it's great for outreach, great to get your message across and bring more people into positivity than negativity.
Yeah.
I like that you're going for the youth groups, Gerald, because we need the youths are our future, right? They're the
Yes.
future generation. We really got to get them on the positive side, and that's why I do all walks of life and all different guests on Tea Time, because one Tea Time might not resonate with a youth, but another one will. And I like who you guys have on your platform because you guys are working with faith leaders, musicians, choirs, actors, athletes, influencers, comedians. You're doing trending in your area, organizations. You guys are hitting everybody, right? And we talked just before we went live, the podcasters, right? Because podcasting is out there and it's huge. And we have 3.4 million podcasts in today's world. Let's get some positive podcasters on there, because there's a lot of doomers on podcasting that I'm just like,
true.
oh, you guys are tiring me out. But
Yeah,
let's
we'll
get
get
the
you on
positive
there.
ones on there, right? Let's get some positive out there and let's bless people with good faith messages, So
Yeah.
how does this work for the messages?
How do you mean?
For the messages on Blessn, how does that work?
Oh, do you mean the personalized messages? So we're obviously, we've talked about being a social media app, but beside each person's name, it says book now. So if you really like the content of one of the contributors on our app, you can hit book now. You can order a personalized message from them for yourself, for a friend, for somebody for Christmas.
Yeah. Birthdays, graduations. I think what we saw in other platforms, and we noticed that people nowadays, social media people are the stars. They are the stars. People look up to them, respect them. And this is a way for a Christian's audience or people who's aligned with our same values to also monetize and create exclusive content for their fans through Blessn, where if you go to another app, they may not align with your values. So if your values align with Blessn, you want to be on Blessn. And it doesn't cost anything just to be a social media influencer on Blessn, to be a contributor. You can scroll and never buy anything or never purchase a personalized Blessn. But if your son or somebody you know is graduating or about to take the SATs and you want to give them some inspiration from somebody who's a figure in their life, like a basketball player or an athlete or a podcaster, you would say, hey, can you send a special Blessn to my nephew? He has the SATs tomorrow and he's a little nervous. So it just gives a way for contributors like yourself or anybody who aligns with our values to monetize their account also.
I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. And I think we need more of this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So from your aspect as males, how do we get the male listeners? How do we get because I have a lot of male listeners out there. They like to tune in. I got a lot of male guests. How do we get the males onto this Blessn app and then encourage them? Because right now the males are struggling with sharing stories and opening up about journeys that, growing up, they were told, stay quiet, don't share your story. How do we encourage the guys to get onto Blessn and share their stories and encourage other men to share?
I love that question. I think both of us growing up were told, at least I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
I did not feel like saying something emotional was masculine. And I've actually been pretty impressed by the younger generations. I think that way of thinking is dead and gone, and that's a good thing. I think young men are a little more apt to talk about their struggles or say something positive to each other. I think that's actually a really cool development, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of a perfect fit for this younger generation who's a little more comfortable talking about things like that.
Yeah, I think of Blessn more of like a mental health app, because you're going to feel uplifted. And if you see other people's inspirational stories or giving you encouragement, then you're more prone to share your story. And that way you're uplifting other people. So when you start seeing more men talking about the struggles they went through and how they overcame them or how much they've gained through their faith, you come to Blessn, you see those stories and you're like, I want to enlighten somebody. I want to help somebody else who's having a bad time, or I went through this bad situation. Share your story on Blessn and encourage the younger generation. If you're a coach or somebody who deals with a lot of youth or a youth minister, these are the places you want to be to share your stories, because the young kids need to hear that. They need to know it's okay to share their stories. And like, I have a son who was struggling. He's in college right now at LSU, and he was struggling. I sent him a blessing from an athlete on our own app, because I knew, coming from this athlete, it would be inspirational to my son, and he felt good about it. So it really works. I've seen it myself firsthand that it really works.
Well, I'm big on male support, because I have a son, and I also have daughters as well. And everybody said, "Well, yeah, but you have girls, And I said, "Yeah, but I have a son too. I want my son to feel the same services and the same resources out there for himself, because we're losing so many young guys, the youths, to suicide because of suicide." And like you mentioned, Gerald and Kevin, mental health needs to be spoken about, but it can be a positive thing. And I've been doing that with my story, is turning it into a positive. We need to start seeing the rawness, and blessing people. And like you said, you sent us a blessing to your own son, you guys are the creators of the app, and you're sending it, you're using it. So you're showing my listeners that you're even using it. You know what I mean? So I think what you guys are doing is incredible. And so how do people download it? Can they download it on Androids, iPhones? Where can they find it?
Each app store.
It's on all the app stores, available worldwide. So download it and try it out. Like I said, it costs nothing to explore the app. You don't even have to sign in. You can explore the app, see other people, use it just like any other social media platform. And if somebody really speaks to you and you feel like supporting them, you have the opportunity to support them. But if you just want to use it just like any other social media platform, this is a place to be. Yeah.
I have actually a question for you, Miss Liz. You were saying that you've got one son and several daughters.
Yes.
So do you think that makes because your son's around a lot of women, young women, is it made him more apt to speak about his emotions?
No.
Like, is he less bottled up than the other guys his age?
No, he's really bottled up. Plays the tough cookie, right? Because he grew up around a father who was toughen up, suck it up. And where I'm the mom, like, it's okay to cry, son. It's okay to, so I'm the softie, where his father was the hard one on him. So, and I want him to understand that there are services out there as well for him. There are places to speak. He kind of throws low jokes. He's the one that wrote the song for the intro of Teatime. So,
which is fantastic.
I love that song. I was going to say that first thing when I heard it. I'm like, I'm digging this song.
That was my son that wrote that for me, because he knows that I struggle with mental health. So
I love it.
I'm going to plug this guy's computer in.
Yeah.
So you guys talk.
All right. But that's the thing about traditional social media, is it causes a lot of stress, because you see people who are allegedly successful flying off in jets and doing all these cool things, or their life looks so perfect. And if you try to share anything, if you share your story on a lot of traditional social media sites, they'll make fun of you. Well, this is a place that we created where we want you to inspire each other. We don't want any negativity, and we monitor Blessn. If we see something that's negative, we're going to flag it. And you can possibly violate the terms and get kicked off. So it feels like a safe place that we're creating, where my kids struggled with traditional social media, seeing somebody like my son. He's in college right now, and he's seeing these people who are 25 years old, and he's thinking, why am I not there yet? Not knowing that, of course, people on social media are only sharing the stories of them being successful and wearing a Rolex and driving a nice car at 25. And that's not real life most of the time.
Yeah.
So I
think that's a good point.
Creating Blessn gave you a place where you can feel like a human being. You can feel like you're connecting with somebody your own age, and you can inspire other people who are struggling with social media. So I'm not saying you should quit your other social media. If you want to stick around and keep seeing stuff on the other platforms, that's fine. But if you need a break and you want to feel uplifted, or you want to start your day off on a great note, open up Blessn first before you open up some of these other apps.
Yeah, I think that's a great point too. I used to be guilty of that, like putting up like the very curated version of your life on social media. I did that so hard for so long, and it's just not real. That wasn't really my life. I think we all are a little guilty of that.
Yeah.
So I think also we're trying to avoid that, you know.
Yeah, you can be real on Blessn, and you're going to find a community who's going to support you. If you're going through some troubles, you want to share a struggle you went with, you're starting a family or whatever the case may be. I feel like we wanted to create a safe space where you can be real and the people are going to support you and not tear you down. Because I've read comments on other platforms where somebody was crying about a divorce he was going through. I'm about to tear up just thinking about it. So,
You're allowed to cry on tea time. I strongly advise it.
yeah.
While you guys finish the story, I have to grab a puppy who will not stop crying. So you're about to have a third guest on your podcast.
Yeah. So this poor guy was telling this story about the struggle he was going through. He can't see his kids. And I swear I'm about to tear up. I don't want to, but it hit me so hard because I was like, this poor man, and you go to the comments and they were making fun of the guy. They were like literally like clowning the guy for showing emotion about a struggle he was going through. Now, what do you think that did to that guy if he read the comments on his post? I'm sure it broke his heart, knowing how cold people can be. So another reason why we created Blessn. I'm trying to hold him back. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're
Yeah.
allowed to cry on tea time. You know, because my guess, I want you to feel like you're coming to my home. I want you to feel like you can open up, you know?
Yeah. Thank you.
There's no performance here. What we're doing is we're sharing real, raw, strong teas. We're sharing real changes in the world. We're bringing stuff to the table that we need in our lives.
Yeah.
You needed Blessn in your life, so you created Blessn. You were tired of the doom scroll, so you brought in the fate scroll. You know.
Yes. Yes.
And that's exactly what I needed. I needed support. I needed tea. I needed strong people in my life. So I created Teatime, you know.
Tell us that story.
This is what we do is we share our stories in order to stay strong, to build our communities, to build our villages. Well, my tea started at the age of 4 by my Oma. My Oma gave me a cup of tea and she gave me words. And for many years in my 30s, I kept hearing Teatime, Teatime. I was like, I don't want a bloody tea right now. Like, what is this tea? But it wasn't even about the beverage. It was about the gathering. It was the connection. And then I hosted a tea party in my home. And then one of the guests liked the way I did the tea party. She's like, can we do this in the community? I was like, I don't know. Let's try it. So we started community teas. And then we went to having guest speakers at the tea parties. And then COVID came along and we went virtual. And we've been virtual ever since. And I've met over 530 people across the globe serving tea. And this is what we can do with Blessn. We can do the same with Blessn. We can bring people together. We can have these stories together, you know, because I felt the same way with TikTok. In 2020, everybody was loving everybody. Everybody was putting bubble wrap on to give grandma and grandpa a hug. Now I can't even get a phone call. I'm like, hello, grandma's still here. Like,
yeah,
what's going on here? You know, I call my grandkids all the time. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you staying out of trouble? Are you enjoying school? What you doing? Like, let's talk.
yes.
But it seemed like once COVID left, the darkness came. The doom came again.
Yeah.
So let's get the doom out of there and let's get the fate going. Let's get the positive going.
Amen. Yes.
You know?
Yes. No, that's where we align. Our messages align is that we want to outreach. We want to create positivity and try to reach as many people. There is a place for this. There's a place for Blessn. And we're so used to seeing people going viral for doing something silly or bad or dangerous. I remember kids reading, I think, like those little, what are they, Tide Pods?
Oh gosh.
I mean, just to go viral. We want to create a place because there is a market for it. There is a place for positivity, and we created it. It's called Blessn. So if you have something inspirational you want to share, come to Blessn. Join it, share. It costs nothing to join, and it's a fun, uplifting place. And we just launched. So it's a great opportunity to really get out there and make your mark as an influencer on Blessn, is because we just launched. So you're going to be front and center no matter, you know, when you join. Just join now and share your stories with us.
So I got a question for both you boys.
Yeah.
Is this your first podcast?
Do we look nervous? I'm doing that. Now I'm going to be really nervous.
No, because I would be honored if you guys came to me, because that's a blessing in disguise. Because I strongly am a believer that the universe brings people to my life that I need and that my listeners need. because they know that I'm going to dig deep. They know I'm going to spill that tea, and then they know my guests may shed a tear, or they might giggle, or they might make bloopers, because that's what it's all about, right? Real life. Let's be real.
Yes.
You know, Kevin, you mentioned, you know, for the longest time you were trying to impress people, you know, like the Hollywood lifestyle, right? Everybody looks at Hollywood and thinks, but I am a strong believer that Hollywood are people. Let's stop putting titles on people. You know, like we carry all these titles. I have so many titles, and I always tell people, it's just Miss Liz. Just get to know me. The titles, and I had proven this many of years ago. I put it on LinkedIn. I said, if I didn't have all these titles, would any of you guys work with me? 87% said no.
Wow.
87%. So that tells me 87% of the population is working with titles, not with people and their skills and their experiences and their stories. They're working with their titles. So let's change that. Let's start opening doors and start getting apps out like what you guys have created. We had some questions that came in, and I want to get those out to you guys.
That'd be cool.
So one question that came in is, how has your 20-year friendship helped you navigate the highs and lows of building something that's this meaningful?
That's interesting, because I don't think that we are ordinary. I went to our tax people maybe 2 years ago, and I explained like all the different, you know, companies that he and I have started over the years. And they told us that we were the longest partnership they'd ever heard of. That most partnerships last like a year, maybe 2, and then they get mad at each other. They have disagreements, whatever. So I think for us, we've always had kind of an aligned purpose, and also like very similar personalities, and that like we let things roll off of us very easily. Like I can't even remember the last time I was mad at this guy. Because, you know, you have to give the people around you a lot of grace, and never read bad intentions into what they're doing. Like if somebody does something strange, your assumption is that it was a mistake, not, oh, they're out to do something terrible.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate. We met, we clicked early on, and 22 years later, we're still working together. And we always tease each other that our one brain, our two brains create one brain, because whatever I feel like I'm lacking something, Kevin always like picks it up. And whenever he feels like he's lacking, I always try to pick it up. So it's very rare that you find somebody who has the same aligned values as you. I always want the best for him. If I see something that like, hey, Kevin, watch out for this. It's a weird friendship that I think it's the only friendship I have like that. So anybody who's my friend watching, but yeah, we've started businesses together. We've done some film together and won an Emmy Award together. And it's always been struggle. And I think that bond is that trauma of working hard.
Trauma bond.
Yeah, it's a trauma bond.
Trauma bonding is good. I tell that to people all the time. Some of it is good, not all of it, but
yeah. I mean, this app alone took us 2.5 years of development, and that is hard. 2.5 years of you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're like, we're gonna get there. And 2.5 years later, we're finally releasing this app. So that alone was a struggle. And then just believing, you know, in each other, like, all right, we got this. Let's hang in there. Most people would bail out because they want instant gratification. Everything is so microwavable now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. So going 2.5 years.
That has a lot to do with social media. Social media now is instant like loves. And I tell people, don't look at numbers. Look at who shows up. Look who's coming to the table. You know, start off small, baby steps. Good things.
One foot for the other. That's the only way you can get anything done.
Yeah. I read a story the other day. It was about Home Depot when they first started. And I think the first day they opened, nobody showed up. Did you see that same story?
No, my spouse works at Home Depot. I just can't get away from it.
But it was the story, like they opened this big warehouse store and nobody showed up. And then, you know, it was just like how long it took to get them to where they are now, which is like the biggest store, you know, hardware store in the world. So it's like we're opening Blessn, and it's going to be a grind to get people to, you know, transfer over from some of their traditional social media over to a more positive thing. But I think once they're on Blessn and they see us, they see me and Kevin, you can follow us if you like. I'm not very funny on social media, but you can follow me or Kevin. But there's a lot of creators on there that I follow, and I just, oh man, I love my app. I love this. I'm liking everybody's stuff and writing comments on people's stuff. So join Blessn. I think you have a good time on it.
There was a video that you guys have on your TikTok where you seen a young guy on a staircase and you asked him to pull some papers. I really like that video because, you know, you gave him the chance to pick what he wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That was fun for us. We went down to
him everything. And I really like that. But you gave him the chance to pick what he wanted first.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fun. We went to a Christian university that was close to us. And met some students and had some fun, passed out some Blessn swag like the hats and glasses and money. So, and I think the kids liked it too. One girl, I'm not sure if we posted it yet. It was perfect timing because she was like, I was struggling with money.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. She was like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to, I'm trying to find money to pay for my school.
You know what's funny about her? She chased us down.
Yeah.
Yeah. She saw us do the 3 paper thing with somebody else. And she's like, hey, I'm behind on tuition. Can I do this? We're like, sure.
Yeah. So it felt good. She got the $50 and hopefully, you know, it made her day and made her feel positive. So.
Well, another question that came in for you guys is you worked for years supporting individuals with developmental disabilities. How has that shaped your purpose-driven approach to creating an app?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a nephew who's developmentally disabled and some other people in my family. So I was aware of this community for a long time. And when you get to know this population of people, you realize these are really kind-hearted, really hopeful people, the sweetest people in the world. And me and Kevin decided we wanted to support the community, and we opened up some businesses to support the developmentally disabled. They call me all the time, the young men we have in our care. I talk to them every day. I talk to them like they're like family to us. So it just felt like a calling, and we just stumbled into it. I was aware of the community, but we stumbled into a way that we can support them, and seeing how, you know, the spirit these guys have also helped us create Blessn. I mean, I think ever since we were young men, we've just been really hopeful guys, and but seeing this community and how uplifting they are and how driven they are, it helped us keep our faith that Blessn would be a great place.
I think for me too is I think he brought up to me years ago, oftentimes it's not what looks like status and looks like cool that's going to bring you the most satisfaction in life. It's oftentimes something that looks to an outsider just kind of boring or kind of whatever. And I feel like that's really the truth. Like, you know, working with the disabled community is way more fun than any job I've ever had. And when you get to know these guys, like they're very youthful and innocent in their energy, and you can't help but enjoy yourself being around them. But you know, it's not as neat from an outsider's perspective as what we've seen backstage at the Academy Awards. You know, people walking off with trophies and the press is yelling at them. I think people think of that is a life well lived, but I think for the most part, a life well lived is probably something a little bit calmer, you know. So I think we both learned that quite a bit in doing what we've been doing. Yeah,
I feel like we were called to uplift people in any way we can, and it started out with this community, and it transitioned into now Blessn, and maybe it will transition to something else at some point. But I think this is our calling, and so there's a lot of parallels from the business that we run with the developmentally disabled. And what Blessn is. It's about uplifting and encouraging one another. And it feels good. You just feel good. And hopefully we'll make a difference to somebody's life. We may never meet these people, but hopefully we'll make a difference, not only the people that we directly reach out to in our community, but worldwide, you know, with Blessn.
So where do you guys see Blessn going in the next 2 years?
think we're just really going to grow our user base, you know?
Yeah.
We started off with a handful of like fairly famous athletes joining. And then since then, we've really concentrated, like he said earlier, on youth groups and kind of a younger user base. I think what you said, Miss Liz, is probably pretty on point. A lot of young people, they need something out there that's going to be a little more positive and good for their mental health.
Yeah.
So I think we're really going to focus on young folks.
Yeah. When you're young and you don't have the wisdom to know that life goes on and to keep carrying on and put your faith in God and keep moving forward and trust in the Lord, it's hard. I have 3 kids. I have 2 kids in college, and I have one who's about to graduate high school. So I'm very conscious of the struggles they deal with all forms of media and just life in general. And they don't have the wisdom. So as a dad, you try to share this wisdom with them. And sometimes they don't want to listen because you're dad. But I think that's what we want to see Blessn grow into, is helping the younger generation, getting some wisdom from people like you or me and Kevin or anybody else who joins Blessn, and other people who are going through the struggle, who are in their same age bracket. Somebody who's in college, like my son, who's struggling because they got a thesis they got to turn in by the end of the year, and they're like, I got writer's block. So this is the type of app where we want to see it grow into really positive and hopefully reach a lot of people who are struggling with mental health, men and women and kids and young men, to just reach as many people as possible. So hopefully in 2 years from now, we got a great outreach and we have lots of users.
Well, we just had a question that just came in, and they're asking, are you guys looking at going into schools and colleges to talk about Blessn?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We're already signed up to go into some college campuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of schools, yeah. And then also we're probably going to try to get plugged into a lot of youth groups, especially in Middle America. I think I just read an article that a lot of the churches in Middle America are seeing a decline in attendance. So I think we'd like to get involved in what they call the Bible Belt.
Yeah. I think it's a great place for outreach. So if you're a youth minister or you have a youth organization, you want to outreach, and you want to make sure you're tied into your correct market, then, join Blessn and outreach there, meet the right people and get your youth group involved. So, nobody will be mad if.
Sorry, I gotta put this puppy away. It's trying to carry the mic off. It's been jumping on his lap for 20 minutes.
Be on the show.
Yeah, see, this is real life.
That's what I love. My cat runs across my table sometimes, so like it's real life.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, cat videos is what made YouTube famous, was cat videos. So maybe we should keep the puppy in all our podcasts. It's like, look at the puppy, everybody.
The puppy will sell the app.
Oh, I know. I should put him on the front page, his own account.
All the puppies are joining.
Oh yeah. So, but
that's a pet owner. Let's get the pet owners on Blessn.
Oh,
let's get some positive stories about animals. Like,
I'd be thrilled if the page filled up with pets.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd love
Right?
that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing something like I go to the gym with a young woman. She's a dog rescue person. I'm not sure if the technical term for it, but she rescues dogs. And which, I mean, just kind-hearted people. There's so many in the world that we forget sometimes how kind people are. And everybody puts up a wall because they don't want to feel vulnerable out in the world. So we want to tear that wall down and let you know there's other kind people out there. It's not just you. You can share your stories. If you have a pet rescue and you want to raise awareness for animals, put it on Blessn. So, or if you're a foster parent, come to Blessn, share your stories, inspire other people to be foster parents. And you have a organization, like my daughter started a nonprofit for her school where she donates books to women's shelters. So uplifting, inspirational books for young women to read and hopefully encourage them, because the world is rough. So we need some positivity out there.
absolutely. And that's where I like to throw the humor in there. When you said Home Depot, I was just like, I just can't get away from that place.
It's everywhere.
Mhm.
And we're hoping Blessn's like that one day. We're like, I can't get away from Blessn. It's everywhere.
Right? But I mean, like, there's so much opportunity out there. There's so much of connection to come in there. If there's any way my guests or that have been on Teatime that, let's push this together. Let's connect together. Let's collaborate together. Because I'm big on collaborating and connecting the dots. Because when we support one another, then we all grow together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When we only feed one table eats good and the other ones do it out. And we know in today's society that a lot of people are struggling with food and Christmas time. And this is a perfect time for you guys to launch this because Christmas is coming and everybody is losing faith and hope. And there's your fate, sign on to Blessn and get a message of inspiration to stay strong.
Yeah. I think that I think the temptation when we just watch the news all day and hear people on TikTok regurgitate the news all day is to think that that is an accurate version of the world. If all you see is that all day long and hear that, you're going to think that's the world. So I think if we can pivot and be more positive and uplifting and connected, like you described TikTok during the pandemic, then we can kind of change everybody's perception of what the world is.
Yeah.
But if TikTok can grow to, what is it, 1 billion people that are on there, we can get Blessn to 1 billion, right? Like, let's just create baby steps and let's start getting positive. TikTok, I'm not bashing you. And I know if you guys want to come at me, but you guys really got to start getting positive because how many people have lost their lives because of TikTok?
Yeah.
How many people have lost lives because of Facebook, Instagram, because of stories like you said, somebody sharing their story of a divorce and putting them down because they're sharing their emotions, or these trends of Tide Pods and stuff like that. We didn't grow up in a society where people were eating laundry soap and seeds and
right.
Like Home Depot was banned with selling seeds a couple of years ago because the children were snorting seeds up. Like it was like, it was crazy. Like, let's stop talking and encouraging stuff like that. Let's start encouraging faith and positive messages and getting those out there and spilling real tea, guys, because that's what we're doing today is we're spilling tea. So I want to get into the tea that you guys gave me. And the tea that you guys gave me was uplifting, joyful, and positive. Why those 3 words for you guys?
I don't know how we arrived at those words. I think it's just the opposite of what we felt we were being fed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we always want to be uplifting. I mean, your stories here are uplifting. That the time we're spending right now has been uplifting. I'm like so full of joy right now. I almost cried on your podcast. So,
that's okay. Tears are good. I like when I see a man cry because it shows that the human side.
You like feel the spirit in you and you can't control it. So you just spit everything out. And hopefully I'm not doing a terrible job on your podcast, but we want to always uplift each other. And joy, who doesn't like joyful, especially during Christmas time? Everybody, when I see Christmas decorations go up, I get in the spirit immediately. Like it's my favorite time of the year. So that's why I don't know how we came up with those words.
Well, for me, it was just the opposite of what we were getting day in, day out.
That is true.
Yeah. You came up with connected.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of it as a place for joy and fun. And he is like, well, connectivity is super important.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you boys on the spot right now because this is what I like to do best.
All right.
Gerald, I'm going to you first, and then Kevin, I'm going to you. Give me 3 words of how you feel right now, Gerald, and then Kevin, 3 words of how you feel. Guys, I want to separate you guys for 1 second.
I'm glad I get to go first. Well, right now I'm feeling a lot of joy. And I'm feeling fulfilled because we're getting the message out about our app that we spent 2.5 years developing, and it was rough. A lot of those times were rough. So joyful, fulfilled, and blessed. I'm feeling Blessn.
There we go. That's what I wanted.
Did he cheat by explaining these with multiple words?
Oh yeah.
Am I supposed to just spit out 3 words?
Oh, I'm telling you why I feel this way.
Is that cheating? It's my
Holy
question.
Spirit.
Holy Spirit, fill my soul.
Yeah.
Kevin, you got 3 words. Come on, what you got?
I got more than 3 words. Am I allowed to explain them all the way he did? Okay.
I said yes.
All right. It's her game. It's not your game.
Here we go, trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling, first of all, festive. I love Christmas. It is a blast. I'm also feeling covered in dog saliva. The dog has been licking and jumping and biting throughout your entire podcast. I don't know if you guys could see it, but she did not leave us alone. And I'm also feeling connected because anytime I get to hang out with him and pursue something bigger than ourselves, it feels pretty good.
And we both feel honored to be on this podcast. So thank you for making our day. I'm going to be smiling the rest of the day.
Well, thank you guys. I am honored to have you guys, and I'm here. You know, I am a strong believer the universe brought you guys to me for a reason. It's been a hard year for me. So thank you for this blessing of showing up and being here. And I'm glad that you threw that word blessing in there, because that's what this is today. Today is a blessing. You guys are surprised tea time. You guys were shot at me and I was just like, oh, I'm already booked. Let me get you in there, because the universe is saying, no, we need to serve this tea. And that's what my Oma did, was, serve tea, bring the people to the table. The conversation will go the way it goes. We have bloopers. We say words the wrong way sometimes. That's life. And that's what a real blessing is, because we're being true and authentic with ourselves. So yes. I mean, it's fun. We connected with you right away. I mean, as soon as we got on here, I just felt a connection with you. So I'm really grateful that you brought us. That's my Oma. Yeah. My Oma's in the back room and she's like, yeah, that's my girl. She's the one that connects everybody. Like,
well, we feel grateful to be here with you.
I got a couple of lightning bolt questions here for you guys, so let's have some fun.
All right.
Fate scroll or doom scroll? What changed your scroll first?
What changed? What do you mean?
Fate scroll or doom scroll? What changed your scroll first?
Well, doom scrolling changed us to faith scrolling. I don't know if that's the right answer, but seeing all that negativity forced us to create Blessn. I mean, even though, like I said, I follow a lot of Christian influencers, really positive, and I'll come across some crazy trend or somebody trying to sell their exclusive content that's not appropriate. So I was tired of it. And I'm glad we have Blessn now, because that's the first thing I do every morning is jump on Blessn. I scroll Blessn before I do anything in the morning. Get up, I lay in bed, and I'm like scrolling. And I'll go to bed and I'll scroll through Blessn, because if you scroll through some other sites, you're going to have nightmares. You scroll through Blessn, you're going to go to bed with a smile on your face.
And a little giggle.
And a little giggle, because it's fun.
Giggles are good. Yes. One word to describe Blessn.
Uplifting.
Yes.
There's that uplifting. See, I told you guys that's where that uplifting. This is how this tea works. Oh my,
I love it.
Like she's in the back of my head. She's like, see, listen, girl, listen. What fuels your creativity? Morning, noon, or midnight?
Ooh, I don't even know what you are. You're up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, I'm up pretty early. I'm like up at like 5 a.m. So I'm like already bugging him at 5 a.m. and he's sound asleep. So I think morning creates the most creativity for me.
So you're that 5 a.m. club, right?
Oh, yeah. I used to work graveyard shift for a lot of years, and I never could get my sleep schedule back. So I'm always like up early. And
Kevin, are you the morning, evening?
I'm definitely morning, but just not his like early morning. I'm a casual.
So you're semi-morning.
Yeah.
Semi-morning, semi-noon.
Yeah, I'm late morning. Yes.
Your favorite uplifting quote or phrase right now for both of you?
I actually liked something you touched on earlier, and that's just the process of putting one foot in front of the other. It's going to get you there every time.
All right. Mine is do your best and let God handle the rest.
Oh,
that's all you can do.
Yours rhymed.
I know. That's why I like it, because it rhymes.
You got a poem book coming there? Do you guys see like a book coming out of Blessn, or any kind of little short skit film or thriller or anything?
Oh, I would love for Blessn to grow up to the point where we can kind of expand into other genres.
Other media.
Yeah, other media. So it's early now. So we're just 100% focused on just getting awareness for the Blessn app. Yeah. But I would love to do that.
I think both of us having the film background, that would be fun to get back into one day. You know, the film industry is going through some changes, but like it would be fun to get back there.
Yeah.
That's something important that you mentioned, Kevin. because the film industry is suffering right now. I
Mhm.
find since COVID, it really changed it, right? It
It
changed
did.
the way that filming is being done, the connection with people because of the division that happened during that time as well. The
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
industry really suffered a lot, and we're not talking about that enough. And I think that that's something that needs to come to the table as well. You
Yeah.
know, is a lot of people look at fame as an easy life. It is not an easy life.
Mhm.
And then ego kicks in, right?
Mhm.
And then you lose yourself for a while, and then you come back to, got to stay humble all the time. And that's
Definitely.
why I always tell all of my listeners out there, stop paying attention to numbers, stop paying attention to likes and loves, start paying attention to who's generally showing up, who's
Yeah.
really got your back. And like you guys have had your back for 20 years,
Mhm. I think
you know?
also when we think about the film industry, it's not, I think we all think about the famous actors, but really the film industry is 99% working people. The makeup artists, the cinematographers, all those folks make up the film industry. And we know a lot of people working there in that industry. And since 2020, work has become almost non-existent for these folks.
Yeah.
They're really having a hard time.
Yeah. And I've had different guests on from the industry, and they're suffering,
They are.
and
Yeah.
to make a movie and to make these award-winning uh, presentations and thrillers and all that, it takes all the makeup artists, it takes the guys running and getting the drinks to keep the people all sane, food, people running for food. We're not talking about those people that are doing on the films set, taking care of the team and all of that, cleaning the mics, cleaning equipment. Like, we're not talking about those people,
Yeah.
we're talking about just the big names. We got to start talking about everybody, because everybody, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I
I
think
know
that's
a
what
lot
your
of
app's going to do, is make a difference with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's unfortunate. I think when people think of Hollywood, they only think about famous actors, and they don't have sympathy when they hear the film industry is struggling. But, the 99% of people are in the film industry are normal folks. And things are rough.
Yeah.
So if you guys could have a theme song for Blessing, what would it look like, sound
What
like,
could I
and
talk to
feel
your
like?
son?
I know, right?
He sounds like he's doing pretty good.
One thing we're not is musicians.
Well, you have musicians on Blessing, don't you?
We do have
That's not
musicians,
us.
yeah, but we combined couldn't make a song.
Never.
Couldn't make a song. It'd be terrible.
But
I hope
would
it
it
would-
be uplifting? Would it be punk rock, country?
Oh,
Yeah.
It'd be
Jazzy.
like pretty
I think
lighthearted.
lighthearted, poppy, uplifting.
Yeah.
Hip.
And hopefully with a little humor in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if we
So-
did a music video, it'd be hilarious. I would prefer to do a funny music video than a so serious music video.
Mm.
So if we can get the right song and we could shoot the video, I think it'd be something really fun and just to uplift people. You want to see people smile. I love to see people smile.
Maybe that's
So-
something you put on Blessing. Create
Oh,
a theme song for Blessing for
We
all
should
the
have a
listeners
contest.
out there. Do a contest or something. Like,
Yeah.
you get merchandise, you get a hat and a T-shirt for creating the theme song for Blessing. Like,
Oh, do that. DM us or directly message us on Blessn, Gerald or Kevin. If you're a creative person and you have a great skill for making music, definitely hit us up because we would love to hear it. We would love to hear it. And of course, we'd give you all the merch. We give you hats, shirts, we give you glasses, we get everything we have.
I think it would be cool. I'd like
Oh,
to see what would come out of it. There's a lot of creative people out there,
Yes.
so it's just that little seed. Plant that seed.
Yeah.
I
wish I had
they
that
need a theme song, guys. So all the listeners out there, come on, we need a theme song for Blessing. So
Yes,
reach out to
please.
Kevin
Yeah.
and Gerald, and let's do this. Let's get the Blessing theme song out there.
Oh, I'd love that.
That'd be fantastic.
So final words from you guys today.
Final words. To all your listeners, I'm grateful to be here, and I hope you get a chance to explore Blessn. It's BLESSN because we're hip, so we just put the N on there. And it's a really fun place, and I hope I see everybody on there. And if you do join, follow Kevin and Gerald.
Yeah. And don't be shy. Take a crack at creating content. It can be simple things like Bible readings. It can also just be silly dances to Christian music.
I love those car Bible readings. I don't know if you've seen those where they're in the car reading the Bible. I don't know why I like it, but it just feels funner in the car, not driving, of course. But so yeah, if you do anything fun and uplifting, we'll see you on Blessn.
Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and joining me today and bringing the app to the table. And thank you for blessing me today and getting me to share this app with all of my listeners out there. For all the listeners out there, I'm just going to do a closing summary of what we did today, and then we're going to wrap it up. And we will be back tomorrow for 2 tea times, back on Thursday for 2 more. And then on Friday, we have another tea time. So we have a lot of tea times going out this week. And then next week, 4 tea times. And then we're going to be wrapping it up for season 6. And season 7 is already half booked for the year. So get ready, because there's lots of tea coming to the table. What an incredible tea time filled with faith, vision, and purpose. Gerald and Kevin, thank you for sharing the heart behind Blessn, and for reminding us that even in a loud, negative world, light still rises when people choose to create it. This afternoon, we learned how a simple frustration with doom scrolling became a movement towards encouragement, how 2 friends dared to imagine a social space where kindness is the culture, hope is the language, and connection is the mission. Blessn is not just an app, it's a shift in mindset, a call to uplift, and a reminder that digital spaces can heal just as much as they can harm. To everyone listening, may you leave this tea time inspired to scroll with intention, speak with kindness, and pour positively into the world around you. Fade scrolling is more than a feature. It is a choice, a shift, a daily reminder that goodness grows when we water it. Until our next gathering, keep the light on, keep your cup open, and remember, hope always wins when we choose it. And I'll see everybody tomorrow, and we'll do this all over again.
Bye, everybody.